Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Tuesday, December 29th, 10:46 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. As always, Bitcoin Daily View has links to a lot of things that we talk about today. Got some cool inspirational videos about Bitcoin here up top. And it's got affiliate links to things that I use every day and definitely endorse. I would not steer you wrong. As always, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor or a life coach. So with that said, entertainment purposes only. Everything I say, no matter how outlandish or cool it might be. All right, Bitcoin. Today, coming in about 2% down, last 24 hours, we're at 26,330. Ethereum staying above that $700 psychological level, even though it is in the red. It's coming in at 718. That's beautiful. XRP down 23%. That is a shame, but we're going to look at that chart. I think some good things are happening. Also, entertainment purposes only, possibly a way to play this if you're in it. All right. Polkadot, beautiful little indicator. I love DOT asterisk. That's very cool looking. All right, up 7%. Cardano up 6%. It's glorious. Filecoin and Linkcoin, two things that people have been trading in and out like crazy, are in the red today. So it's an interesting mix of green and red in the market, but I have been watching it this morning and it is starting to turn more green than red as we have a sideways, a consolidating Bitcoin. All right, volume last 24 hours, 3.9 billion in volume last 24 hours for Bitcoin. That's glorious. 1.9 billion of that on Binance and 666 million on Coinbase. Coinbase is definitely the the number of the exchange today. All right, Binance longs 49%, shorts 50%. So grumpy pants for Binance today. It's thinking short. We'll see how that plays out. It's not like a very strong split there in the percentages, so I would say it's just lending towards short. It was more negative. It was more short earlier. All right, S&P 500, a pretty good size red candle today. Russell 2000, pretty good size red candle today. Dollar Strength Index, red candle as it continues its spiral. It's basically as it continues its race with XRP to zero. All right, Bitcoin, how many gold coins does it take to buy a Bitcoin today? 14.14. It's in the red today, a red candle. All right, so looking at the daily, what everyone is kind of probably wondering, which way is Bitcoin going to go? So this is a daily chart. If we look at the MACD right now, it is positive, even though the if we look at the histogram here for the RSI. No, for MACD, the blue line, the MACD is slightly kind of leaning towards beginning to slack a little bit, and the histogram is closing. So I should actually make it look like this. As you can see, the histogram is starting to close towards the negative. But that's fine because we're hitting sideways action. This is still a very, very positive MACD on the daily. I'll take it. Do note this. Look at what Bitcoin is doing right now. Here's the, I'm doing a fib basically on starting at the bottom of the body of this candle, which strongly broke the 200 moving average back on the 29th of April. All right, boom. It's a daily chart. So as you can see, when we go sideways for a while, like right here, back when we were around this is like 9,000, we started to build buy-sell volume there. So as you go sideways, you build buy-sell volume, you buy support, you build support resistance in the chart, then you move to another level, like we did right here. You can see, boom, we built buy-sell volume in the chart right there. So areas like this, around like 18,000 or 19,000, we started to go sideways. We built support resistance in the chart, and we also built buy-sell volume. These buy-sell volume spikes are like magnets that hold something there in that range if you're there long enough to build that buy-sell volume. We also built buy-sell volume right here at around 20,000, 23,000, and now we're moving, as we move sideways for a while, as we consolidate, we are beginning to build, as you can see, buy-sell volume right at around 26,000. So if I was to run my fib from the powerful green candle on the daily that broke the 200 moving average and go right to the top of these candles, I'll exclude the wicks, and then I do a negative 0.236 fib line. That takes us to 31,617. If I do a negative 0.382, it takes us to 34,426. So I would say if we continue consolidating and we build a nice foundation of buy-sell volume and support resistance in the chart, our next move up, there's really nothing in the way at all. It's all blue sky. I would say our next place where we might see some sideways action is 31,000 to 32,000. And then, of course, our next spot is going to be 34,000 or 35,000. So, obviously, I mean, fibs are just, well, they have a unique reality. Things tend to stick to them. And also with these fibs that we're seeing right here, these fib averages, especially like the .236, you can see we built the support resistance there as we hung out at that level, and and of course where we're at right now, which is the 0, we are building support and resistance. So it's all about where we're going to go. Are we going to visit the 236 again, the 22,500 before we move back up? Guys, I just don't see it. I think a dump even of $1,000, which is quite far from there, or 500. I mean, the institutions are buying as much as gets mined a day. I think until the buy pressure from the institutions slacks off, if it ever does, I just don't see we're going to. I know there's people who are saying that we have to. They're like, dude, man, like we've got to retrace down to like at least the 618. You know what I mean? And all the people who say that, you know what? They're never happy people. They're always like friggin' gamer fat bodies in their mom's basement. Sorry, but we're not going to 15,000 because you're a loser. Sorry, it's just not the way the world works. Look around, you know. So anyway, if we do look at a, we'll get rid of that right now. If you look at this on the 3-day chart, 3-day chart is a very powerful chart for Bitcoin. I'm going to just basically nix all this stuff that we're looking at. Let's just look at the buy-sell volume from the last good cross above the 200 moving average here. We just closed a 3-day candle. This closed on the 26th. This will close on this opened on the 26th, 27th, 28th. So it closed yesterday. Now we have a new 3-day candle starting. So this was a powerful 3-day candle. I mean, absolutely powerful, powerful, powerful. I'm loving it. And then this red candle right here is the new one. So we'll see how this plays out. So far, like we're hitting some sideways action. But like I say, if we look at a 1-day candle, I really just think that we are like looking at if we look at the BPVR here, just go back and look at, you know, the last where we crossed the 200 moving average. We're building buy sell volume. I think we're just like we have before, consolidating sideways, building support resistance in the chart, buying buy sell volume. So I think really we're going to be seeing those fib levels in the future before too long at all. I just don't see a powerful retrace. I think worst case scenario would be like 23,000 would be like the worst case, our last area where we were consolidating and building support and resistance and buy sell volume. There's just too much institutional buying. Entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. I'm not a financial consultant or a life coach or any of that stuff. So entertainment purposes only. Looking at, also let's look at this on the daily, okay? The 2-hour chart is great for seeing immediate price action if you look at the MACD. So as we've been going sideways, the MACD has been trending negative. We shall see. I would set an alert on TradingView and I would watch for this to cross positive. When it does, I think then it's definitely time to be looking at the 45-minute chart here for immediate price action. Okay, 45-minute chart, we're up, all is good, all the EMAs and the Super Guppy indicator are green. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing, but our directional index is in the red, even if it is trending slightly positive. The RSI is at the bottom, definitely time to turn around. KRI is red, but right where it's going to turn green, basically, I think so. And if we do look at the lazy bear wave trend oscillator, this is a badass thing. It's kind of like a super MACD, I guess you could say. And what it does tend to sense is stuff like this. When you have a break above the mid-range especially, and you can research this indicator. I'll put it in the show notes. I'll put it over at Bitcoin Daily View. I'll link to it. You can research this thing forever and look at how it works. It's fun. It's just basically like a super MACD and an RSI all in one. It's quite amazing. So basically, look at this cross above the mid-range here, and look what happened. Boom, we started to move up. So right now, we were getting ready to cross that mid-range and have a move up, but we've crossed below it. So basically once, I guess what I'm saying is this is getting ready. If this turns around and goes up above the mid-range, we're going to be looking really, really good. We'll see another run like this probably. KRI is about to turn green. RSI, it's low, but it is a good thing. It's in a great spot to turn around. Directional index trending towards trending towards green. If I can get it to open up here. The ADX trending is above 25, but it's trending down, so it doesn't really mean much. It's at 26. When you see this turn up, and also you see the directional index is moving towards the green, but it's still quite red. So like basically we're seeing some short-term, well, floppiness, flaccidness here on Bitcoin. But I would say if we look at the daily chart, I would say that we are probably for real. Looking at the VPVR here, we're just building support resistance in the chart and buy sell volume. So I think we're looking great. I'm expecting another move up. And if we do retrace, worst case, 25,000, 23,000. I just don't see it going below there with the buy pressure that we have from the institutions and coming in right now. This is by Biffy over at the BitcoinDailyView.com. Trading View chat. So check it out. It's over there at BitcoinDailyView.com. You can find it. Click on that. Join the chat. Biffy did this morning. This is very, very cool. He's like, I think we're going to break up or break down. But we talked about it more than that, and this is quite good. So we have lots of cool stuff going on there. So hop over and check us out. All right, Ethereum on the 4-hour chart. I'm liking this because while Bitcoin's been going sideways, it's given Ethereum some time to really shine. There's so much hype with Ethereum 2.0 and the staking, etc. I think it's going to be a big player. Of course, in 2021, it already is. Here on the 4-hour chart, note we have a green directional index. The ADX is at 26. It's a perfect spot. RSI is turning up, the KRI is in the green, all is good, all systems go above the 200 moving average, we're looking wonderful. So it's a bit sideways because Bitcoin is sideways, but I mean right now it's coming in at 7,718. Really, come on, we all know it's going to be $1,000 before long. So with that said, looking at the 45-minute chart, looking good too, above the 200 moving average, all is green. But just like Bitcoin, directional index is a little bit weak, etc. But of course, the RSI is in a perfect spot to turn up along with the KRI. It's a glorious thing. If I pull the wave trend oscillator in there, look at that. It's right there in the middle. I think actually, oh, look at this. It's got a nice green candle forming here. So I think Ethereum, I've actually hedged into Ethereum some with Bitcoin right now as Bitcoin slows, hopping into Ethereum because I think Ethereum is going to start doing some serious movement. Not financial advice. I'm a crazy person in his garage. I mean, you've been warned. Okay, so with that said, Ethereum BTC, I think we've kind of started alt season because Bitcoin, I think we've kind of started alt season because Ethereum is looking at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. If we look at the 45-minute, this over here that we were just looking at was the dollar, Ethereum against dollar. So Ethereum against BTC on the 45-minute chart, we are above the 200 moving average. Indicators are looking like they definitely have room to turn up. I would say as long as we're above the 45-minute 200 moving average, I think we're definitely kind of in alt season. But what really, really confirms that is the 4-hour chart to me. Like I've mentioned before, and how close are we? We are getting there. I think we have to get to about, I'm basically writing it, I'm saying it's a .033 sats. We had about 10 or 11, well, technically to get above the 200 moving average, we had about 8.5% to go to get above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. But I think we'll really have a confirmation. You kind of want to get above it and bounce off it and keep moving up. So really about 10 or 11% more. Right at about the .03 sat line, and I think for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and I think it will be a different world when that happens. The indicators are looking pretty strong for that, but like everything else, it's just looking kind of sideways right now because Bitcoin's kind of sideways. XRP on the daily, it's over. Okay, here's the deal. I really do believe that we're just going to see somebody write, the SEC's going after XRP. I think that we're going to see somebody write $1 billion check, slide some people some XRP under the counter, and for entertainment purposes only, and then basically as soon as this gets resolved out of court, then boom, it's gonna just friggin' Lambo mode, right? What I don't like is we are below the 200 moving average on the daily. I usually would never touch anything on the 200 moving average on the daily, but below. So if you're on the daily chart below the 200 moving average, I think you're kind of done. It's just not something that's to be trading. So we got below that. And that kind of sucks. We got some serious wick action going. So now, not financial advice here, okay, nor life coach advice, but I've had some people ask me, what should I do if I am, in XRP? Well, if you I have a little XRP hodl, and it's not so much that I really care about, so I'm just going to ride this out until it recovers, whatever. It's just a very, very minor piece of my portfolio. But let's say you're a bigger player, okay? because there are some people who've asked me like, oh my God, what should I do? Not financial advice here, but this is just my take on it. Here's Craig's take on this, right? If you're heavy in XRP, I would go in ETH right now. I'd go XRP to USDT and then trade against ETH. I would go 50%, right? So if you're stuck in this situation, if you've lost a lot, now we're below the 200 moving average, and you don't have faith that this will get resolved, anytime soon, if you go 50% into USDT, then take that and go into ETH, I think you will at least minimize some losses. I think Bitcoin's moving a course, but with Bitcoin's sideways motion right now, and of course all the Ethereum hype, I think Ethereum is definitely, next to Bitcoin, what's the best, most certain coin to make gains in 2021? It's Ethereum for sure. Other coins will outperform both of them percent-wise, but still, you could go. I'm just saying ETH because I think ETH is going to have more gains faster right now than Bitcoin. So if you go 50% back into Bitcoin, great. If you go 50% into Ethereum, great, maybe. I'm just saying not financial advice, but you might see some more gains. You might at least break even or at least minimize some losses, get some gains. And then, when this gets worked out and XRP totally goes bananas, you'll still have a nice play in XRP that will probably, make you won't lose a darn thing. Just be patient. So if going up 50% helps you be patient because it can ensure some at least minimizing of losses, go to Ethereum. If you want to be risky, maybe make some gains, or go to Bitcoin and you're going to make some gains. At least you'll stop losing so hard. So like I say, not financial advice. All right, now with that said, Polkadot, BTC, looking wonderful. ADX is in the right spot. Directional index is green. RSI is looking wonderful. KRI is glorious. And the wave trend oscillator is looking strong. This thing is moving. It's above the 200 moving average. It broke past the 200 moving average and the 314 moving average within 2 candles. That's this little green diamond here. Super Guppy indicators are all green. Super Guppy EMAs, I should say. This is wonderful. We're getting a little bit of sideways action right now because Bitcoin is sideways, but I would say this chart to me is looking like it wants to run against Bitcoin. Bitcoin stays sideways for a little bit. This is a winner, all right? Because we are, getting into alt season. Alt season is starting. I'm gauging it via ETH. Gauge it how you will. When the ETH crosses that 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, boom, it's already crossed on the 45-minute chart. So we are an immediate price action bull market, and then basically super absolutely confirmed bull market on the 4-hour for Ethereum BTC. THETA, BTC. It was making a beautiful run. It dumped. It bounced off the 200 moving average. It bounced off the 200 moving average, and it's bouncing up the 200 moving average again. If it can get it bouncing, get moving, we're good to go. The directional index is starting to turn in its favor, along with the ADX. RSI is in a beautiful pump position, and so is the KRI. One to watch. This one wants to move. DigiByte versus BTC. It pumped above the 200 moving average, had a beautiful little run. It's kind of crunched, but look at that. It's bouncing off and riding that 200 moving average. In general, the indicators are they're in its favor as soon as it makes a move above the 200 moving average. So if we can see a break above the 200 moving average on a 45-minute chart and some powerful uptrend motion, this might be a player also. All right, once again with the glorious... what's her name again? I forget. Yes, Daniela Cambone with Max Kaiser. This is if you want to watch it, this is a glorious short interview. One of the things that I really love about it is Matt Kaiser and his cool little purple glasses. He totally loses his shit about Peter Schiff and just basically says some people have to die. And I love it, and honestly, I share his sentiment. So if you want to hear Peter Schiff get busted on, which he just deserves, this will give you a good day. So thank you for being here for the Peaceful Revolution. It is a glorious time. The market's a little bit sideways right now for Bitcoin. Alt season is definitely ramping up. Some say it's here. It all depends on how you look at it. It's definitely starting, all right? With that said, I'm thankful you're here for the Peaceful Revolution. I want to believe, and as a matter of fact, I do believe. Everybody, take care. It's a glorious day. I'll see you tomorrow.